guys, so I did a little penne macaroni short back when I wasn't using my channel too much, and it ain't got enough views. We can get some more views on that. We got some Atlantic fresh penne pasta. Now of course you could use your favorite pasta, and we've got 2 packs of that in there boiling. As soon as it is finished, we're going to strain it, and I'm going to start making macaroni pie. We're going to save a little bit of the strained water inside the macaroni because I'm using evaporated milk to make this pie. If you're using whole milk, you wouldn't do it that way. This is not a recipe. It's kind of like a way of living. Like, you just don't make pie and hall for 1 cup of this and 1 cup. That is a sign that you can't cook too good. Nothing wrong. Still here, cup and sugar. Nothing wrong with that. You can't cook too good. Follow the recipe. That is how you should do things. But I'm just letting you know that a lot of times how we just do things is we just kind of go as we go, because you still gotta taste it, because sometimes the people who make the cheese, who say that they can't eat the same grass all the time, who say, you understand, there's all kind of things that give things little nuances, right? So we still taste as we go. So my pasta is looking finished, right? You want it to be a little bit past al dente. You don't want it to be just to the teeth, like to the bite, like how al dente is. Slightly past al dente, slightly, not soft neither. And we're gonna strain this out now. Alright, so I left a little bit of water in here. I would say about a 1/2 cup in this pasta. The rest I strain now. I'm gonna add to this and put everything back into the pot that I boiled the pasta in. Okay everybody, so we've got our pasta here. And as I said, it's 2 packs of pasta, so that's 800 grams of pasta cooked. Let me just make sure I tell you the right thing. Yeah, 400. Right, so we got 800 grams of cooked pasta here. I've got a cup of ketchup. This is Swiss ketchup. It's sweet and it's not that red. If you're using a ketchup like Heinz or Hunt's or Price Smart ketchup, which is more acidic and a bit redder, you might want to put a little bit less ketchup, a little sugar, and a little water. So that's why I keep telling you that cooking is to taste. I have some salt here as well. It's very important. I like to put the salt for pie after. I don't put the salt in the pasta water. So salt to taste. And remember to not salt it up too much, because the cheese also has a bit of salt. But don't get caught up and feel that because the cheese has in salt that you don't need to put none. There's some black pepper here to taste as well. Now my seasoning, as y'all know, I make it with fresh ingredients. So the seasoning doesn't have any Worcestershire sauce or anything weird in it that's gonna make the pie funny. It just has a lot of herbs, onions, and garlic. And this one has a bit of all-purpose seasoning as well. So I'm going to do about 5 tablespoons or so of my fresh seasoning. And if you don't have that, you will cut up, you know, do 5 tablespoons of onion and garlic. Right, this has in broadly thyme as well. And this, I like to keep the same flavor going through most of my dishes at Jagos Lounge, where you can come and try our food. Share your vibes with us, you know. It's always a good time at Jagos. And I'm going to taste this at this point for salt and pepper. Just want to make sure it's seasoned, because I don't really deal with too much milk, you know. It tastes good already. It tastes good already. I'm sure some minutes meat point down and you still eat the food. Alright. So I got some evaporated milk here, 1 cup. It has separated a bit because I had it frozen. But it's just normal Pine Hill no evaporated milk. 1 cup, as I said. And I want it's looking good and it's sounding good, if you hear that sound. But I just want it to be a little bit more moist, so I'm going to add a cup of water. Remember, we had a cup of evaporated milk, so we can add a cup of water. And remember, we're doing this while this is still hot. If for any reason you're busy and your pasta got cold, my solution would be to put everything back on the stove. But you hear that sound now? And the looseness in it? That's what I'm going for. I got 2 more ingredients to add, only 2 more. Some people like to add mustard. Please do not put no curry in your macaroni pie. If you put curry in the pie, I'm just gonna view it that you was black and you don't want it to look cheesy. Don't do it. Homemade pepper sauce. Still a favorite thing. And we don't want killy, but we want to make sure you got a little And this is 4 cups of grated cheese. I try not to pack it too tight, but 4 cups of grated cheese. So I'm gonna have to grate some more cheese now for the top of the pie. And if I taste this and it want more cheese, I'm gonna add more. But we working with 4 cups for now. This is New Zealand cheddar cheese. That's the typical thing that Bajans like to use. If you use the English cheddar, which also works fine, I find it has a lot more little pulley strings in it, like how mozzarella is, but it has less flavor. So start with 4 cups and add more cheese as you see fit. Here is your pie, is your arteries, is your everything. Do your body here. So this look good and nothing wrong with it, but I still want it to be wetter. That's just the style I want. You can bake it just like this, but I'm going to be adding in another 1/4 cup of evaporated milk and another 1/4 cup of water in order to create another 1/2 cup of milk. So 1.5 cups of milk is what I'm using in the recipe. I wouldn't know that if it wasn't for you guys. Thanks so much. I would have just averaged. And I like to use the spatula to mix rather than something as hard as a pot spoon, just because it will stop the pasta from getting broken up. You know, it's just a gentler way, and it also helps you to scrape on the sides of the pot while you mix. And as I said before, if it was, see how it's pulling here? See how the strings are pulling, the cheese strings are pulling? I hope you all can see that. If it wasn't doing that because the pasta wasn't hot enough, put this back on the stove and mix it a bit. Some people like to put little bits of onion, sweet pepper, and so on in their pie. That is nice. Some people like to put mustard. That is nice. There's different things that you can do, and it's just nice. It's just your way and how you like to do it. But miss me with the curry. That's all I'm saying. Just please do not tag me. Actually tag me so that I could do a reaction video and shake my head at you for mixing cheese and curry. Alright, not that you can mix cheese and curry, I don't make them kind of rules, but I don't think that is one that is going to get the favorable response that you're going for. Because whenever you're going to buy pie, the pie look nice and yellow and you think it's cheesy and then you realize there's curry in it, it's kind of like not only a disappointment, but it's kind of insulting because you're paying your money for this thing and the person didn't put what you want in it. So let me not do that. Alright, let's get this inside the pan. It's a good consistency now. And we're gonna bake this, and I also got Guinness bread pudding. Show them it quick this there.
Go watch the video to see it. Taste testing, you play for mommy. It tastes good. Tastes good.
So this is how I like to portion out my pie. I like to use these little 3rd pans that I have here. I think this is like a 10-11 inch square maybe. Let me see. Yeah, from here to here my finger is 8 inches. Yeah, they look like a 10-inch square pan. But of course, if you use a normal half sheet pan is fine. Not sheet pan, a half pan, or whatever dish you want to bake it in. And we're just gonna evenly distribute it, so you don't do it too thick. Now, some people like the pie to be deep and thick, then it's gonna be runnier. It depends on how you want it. If you want it to be nice and runny, you can do it thick and deep. But if you want it to stay together on the plate, but still be nice and unctuous, which is why I put more liquid in it, then you will do what I did, which is not pile it up too high in the pan. These pans can't pile up high anyway, which is why I like these pans. They help you to get some really nice looking portions. So you can look at the thickness of the pan and see how thick the pie is going to be basically. Not too thick. The portion is going to look nice, even, because this is very much a square pan. So I just like how the edges look on this pan. as much or as little cheese as you want. I don't like to bake my pie too long. I like to put it under the broiler so the cheese could get thing up. And I just like to bake it till it comes together. Because that's what's dry out the pie. Pasta have a way of drinking all the calories. It still got the same calories, but it don't got the same taste. Because the pasta dry out. So I don't like it to be too dry. Remember that time we had the woman and she was like, oh, it's not correct. It's all stuck together. I was like, Mom, have you ever had macaroni pie? Or macaroni pie that stick together? That's how it does do. But that's the point. You want it to stick together, but you don't want it to be dry. But she had in parts though, but I hope she got it good wherever she going. Alright guys, so we can bake our pie at 350 on the lowest rack in the oven. The lowest rack means that they're going to get a lot of heat in the bottom along with the top, and that's what I kind of want. Alright, so our pie has been baking for about half an hour. It's looking good. I'm just going to put it now under the broiler and allow it to get the top crisped up a bit. If you don't have a broiler, of course you could just turn up your oven and leave the pie in there, but that dries it out a bit more than I want. So I prefer to use the broiler, not on the highest level, maybe a medium broiler. No words, very pretty. No need any words. Too sweet. I still did words. Sorry about that. I said no words, but then I did words, right? Okay.